The easiest thing I've ever done was to get out from under the labels and to live the life that I live. The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe that I could do it. The difference is that when you don't know what's impacting you, something that's holding you down and you're not aware of it, it controls you. For people in my situation, you live in a dominant culture that is designed to destroy your sense of self and your belief in yourself. You have to learn ways to connect with the power within yourself to handle where you are. The key is to be in a constant, perpetual process of discovering the truth of who you are and fighting constantly to find ways to escape the inner conversation. Between the ages of 0 and 5, we determine what's available to us and what's not available to us. That was a defining moment for me. I knew there were certain things I could not do and certain places I could not go. They used to have signs on Miami Beach that said Jews, dogs, and colors not allowed. So you learn to operate within the constraints of the dominant society and the systems they've created for you. It's a challenge to see yourself beyond that and to work to get outside of those limitations, even after the laws have changed. Because by then it has become so ingrained in you that you unconsciously operate within the parameters that were put in place. It's like driving on the expressway, the 405, and you get off on an exit you didn't mean to take because you've done it so many times. Many people, because they don't make a conscious, deliberate effort to think beyond what life has thrown at them, end up doing the same thing over and over and over again. Einstein said, the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. So through relationships, through reading, through study, and through goals and dreams beyond your comfort zone, you can begin to live out of your imagination instead of your history. Walt Disney said, imagination is a preview of what's to come. People have to expose themselves to something that gives them a different vision of themselves. In addition, they need to surround themselves with what I call OQP-only quality people. There was a gentleman who dramatically transformed my life. I was a junior at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami, Florida. I walked into his class looking for a friend, and he said, go to the board and work this problem out for me. I said, sir, I can't do that. He said, why not? I replied, I'm not one of your students. He said, do it anyway. The other kids started laughing and said, he's Leslie. He's Leah. He asked, what's DT? They replied, his brother's smart, but he's the dumb twin. I said, I am, sir. He came from behind his desk, pointed at me and said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. He taught me 3 things that day. Change your mindset. He said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Practice OQP only quality people. He said, you earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. I found that out. I left all my broke friends. I told them, y'all got to go. I used to be so broke, I'd pass a bank and trip the alarm. Develop your communication skills. He said, when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. He told me those 3 things would liberate me from living in Liberty City, from living in poverty, and from being stuck in Overtown. He said, I see you watching me, and I know you want more. I can see the hunger in your eyes. You get hungry by finding something that's you. I believe that all of us are born unique, but most of us die as copies. You've got to find out what it is that turns you on, what resonates with you. One of the things I realized and what allowed me to become successful as a speaker is that the speaking industry has been hijacked by people who speak to sell. And it's okay to do that to make money, but I speak to change lives because someone once spoke and changed my life. This is my passion. This is my tribe. This is something that I feel in my heart. The key to that hunger-driven life is a heart-centered life. For years, I didn't do what I'm doing now because of my programming, because of the culture in which I was raised. I would see other people with degrees, PhDs, MBAs, and credentials I don't have, and I convinced myself that I couldn't do it. But Mr. Washington, on that day, we became friends. He taught me not only that someone's opinion of you does not have to determine your reality, but also that you have to work on yourself. He said you must have an unstoppable attitude where no excuse is acceptable. You have to make your goals a priority, non-negotiable in your life. Hold on to a constant vision of what it is you want to achieve. See it accomplished and go all out. Find a way to win in spite of the setbacks, in spite of the disappointments, in spite of your failures. I tell people when I give presentations, you will fail your way to success. I have a saying, if life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Those experiences of going after goals that are beyond your comfort zone, of having relationships that challenge you, of surrounding yourself with coaches and mentors who can take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself are crucial. Because you can't read the label when you're locked in the box. Those experiences challenge you to go to the next level and keep moving forward in your life, doing new and exciting things. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it entered into the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. That's what happens when you live a heart-centered life. When you decide to live a life that will outlive you, a life that counts, a life that builds a legacy and changes the planet. Horace Mann said, we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. That's my goal, to make a major contribution to humankind. Every day when I get up, my mindset is, what can I do today to touch and impact somebody's life? What does that look like? Don't live the life that has been handed to you by your circumstances or by the people around you. Sidney Poitier wrote a book called The Measure of a Man, and in it, he said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens without being spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? There are things we pick up and we think they're choices, but they're actually choices programmed into us by life. When we leave our homes in the morning, we're bombarded with over 6,000 advertising hits through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, television, our phones, our communities, and our computers. All of these things are impacting us every day. If you don't have a program for your mind, then your mind is going to be programmed for you. You'll find yourself doing things you didn't intend to do or even realize were influencing you. Marketing techniques and strategies are designed to create a thirst within you. I grew up in an era where they said, if you build the best mousetrap, the world will beat a path to your door. But today, if you know marketing, people will sleep outside your store to buy a telephone they've never touched or seen.